Okay, just want to do a quick update here on the RCI 2950. This is the bottom of the RCI 2950. I'll just zoom out for a second here so you can see here. Basically, I'm thinking that this here 3-pin transistor, which you see right here, is the audio amp. Now obviously this looks like the regulator here, and then there's another three-legged transistor there. Anyway, we zoom in, not too much. Now I've basically touched over all the solder joints in this area. This was the area where if I would flex up, not downward, not down, but up, I would the condition would go away and it would come very clear. Of course, when I push down, the noise would come back. Just going to fire up the radio here. I get the power off, turn on the power supply, and see if I can get the radio turned on. Okay. Now, I'm going to use the back part of the pin here, non-conductive, and let's see if we can get something on the go here. Now in this area right here, there is a capacitor that I replaced, and I just want to lift up the back side, and I'll push down on the yeah, see, it's not making that noise now, see? But it's something I do want to point out, and I hope this stays in focus so you can see it. But I didn't see it on my first pass. But if you can see here, I just use the tip of the pin here, the back of the pin. In this area right here, you'll see a trace that comes around here. It's a trace that's right here, and it comes from this pin to that pin. If you can see it, it's lifted. I didn't notice it before, but that little trace in that small circle right here, I'll zoom in a bit more, just in case you might be able to see it. Focus. That's about as good as it gets, I guess. I'm going to turn off the radio now. Turn off the power supply, and I'm going to check to see if I can get continuity. See if there's a connection there. I'm sure I looked at this point before, and it was working. So now I'm going to test the points again to see if I'm getting anything. So it would be from, the light's a little bit in the way here, folks. Excuse, my fingers are going to be in the way too, I guess. I'm going to check continuity, and here we go. This is the trace here that we're looking at right here, and it goes from here, from this leg to there, and I am getting nothing. Let's try that one more time. There. I'm not sure if you're getting that. My grubby fingers are probably in the way, and we're not getting anything. And I will show you this trace right here, as you can see, is moving. Right there, it's lifted off the track. So I'm going to make a connection to that using some wire, and I'll get right back at you. Okay, as you can see, I have put a wire here in place of the trace that was lifted, and as you saw, it wasn't making a connection. That short trace was lifted off the circuit board, and so now it's making connection, but that wasn't the issue. Let me demonstrate. So anyway, if I flex the paneling here, the chassis. Very interesting. I'm sure you've seen this before. I think I've seen a video some time ago that showed a similar issue. I will flex the from the bottom side now, pushing up this way on the circuit board instead of down. I'll be pushing up, and just watch what happens. I can get in there. That's pushing up in generally this area right here. Let go. So, for those of you wondering what I'm pushing on, pushing on this cap right here. If I put it in view, it might be alright. This cap right, let's do it while it's laying down here. So you see the transistor there. And this is the cap I'm pushing on here. This is the cap that I replaced, by the way. Down, up. I'm flexing the side here now. I don't see anything. I mean, obviously the transistor legs I've been looking at. Everything with regard to legs down there I've been looking at. And I'm just not... I'm not seeing it. The volume totally off. I mean, you know, it is as bizarre as it can get. But it's definitely in this area here. I know some people are going to say what you're using your hands on that circuit board for, but you know what? So it's anywhere in this area here. Now, like I say, on the other side of the circuit board here, all along here, you know, everything seems to be fine here. It just seems to be in this general areas where I can replicate the noise, and I can also push down on the circuit board and make the noise go away. Of course, I'll say once again, I've been checking the points here, actually where the legs come out of the ICs here. And as best I can tell, they're making connection. There doesn't seem to be any crack in the legs, and they're all soldered. Now, I believe these transistors have been changed out at some point. It is a RCI 2950, the first one that came out, I would say. So I mean, it's probably had its repair before I picked it up. And so anyway, that's it. We're at an impasse once again, but I just want to try that. So this will be repair number 2, and like I say, it's a working radio. Just the issue is really weird, and it's obviously a connection problem. I know it's got to be a connection problem. Something's not making proper connection, and I'm just not seeing it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys and gals.